It is go time for Monster Monday. Sit back and get ready to enjoy a live show. Comment any questions, see what's up in our world of epic, and hear what we have in store. Welcome to Monster Monday.
Yay! That is my favorite part with the kids screaming "yay" in the background. So that's always the best. But welcome to Monster Monday. We are live because I just got my YouTube notification. That's the fastest I've ever got it. Usually it pops up like a little bit after we've started and it lets me know we're live. I'm always like, oh, thanks for that. So it's all good. But I am getting kind of recovered from our trip, but it was a long weekend and I was just shot out. So today was hard to get out of bed. Usually for me, I'm up and at 'em right away, but today was not so fast. So how was your weekend?
I had a pretty good weekend. Spent Saturday with my son. Well, Dylan was out pounding miles in Wisconsin, hunting medallions and stuff. Yesterday we rode motorcycle some. Saturday I finished out the honor week, so we were able to do that. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah, I did my honor week too. I had to get home, so
of course.
It's kind of easy. So I have 2 honor weeks like that where it's because I was on a ride that took 7 days. So I had to, if I was going to do my ride, I had to do an honor ride. So I have to submit both those. I forgot the last one until this one, and I was like, shit, I got to do my other one. So I'm too behind on that. So I gotta get those figured out. So hard for me. Like I gotta look back on the tracker, and I keep everything on the tracker, but I'm like, I gotta put the times there and like create a ride for it. And it gets confusing to me. I'm not that great with it, but it's all good. But how's the weather up there? Did you get was it decent when you were out riding this weekend?
Yeah, we had really nice weather except Saturday because I was gone all day in the cities, and then I had to come home and I'm like, I gotta get my last ride in, and it started raining as soon as I got on the bike. So I did like 2 miles. I'm like, I'm done. I've been in the car for 8-9 hours. I'm done. So
yeah, that's just it. I tell you, when we came through there on the Goats ride, the weather was really nice. So
it's been nice. Yeah,
I was happy with that. It was decent weather. It worked out perfect. So I see Lamb is there. Hey, Lamb, Iceman, and Frosty, and the Goat, and the family, I'm sure, is watching. So hello to everybody. And let's see what else I got for you. So anyhow, but it was just being gone for 2 weeks. I left on July 4th, so I guess it's a little more than 2 weeks between getting home, and I feel like I've been out of the loop a little bit. So it's kind of, I missed last Monster Monday altogether. I don't even know where we were. I just remember we didn't have any phone service. And I was like, well, that's not happening. So I don't even remember where we were that Monday. But anyhow, it was a good ride, but it's fun getting caught up in the kids. Like I see Alfie's got some fun stuff coming up and he's doing something. So what's he got going on?
So he's got his team, the Magpies, is going to, in terms of like football, it would kind of be like, not the World Series. I'm not a football person.
Super Bowl?
Super Bowl, yeah. Like that kind of thing. So he gets to go to this Sella Weekender coming up. So I think he'll be pretty stoked about that. He's been kind of down lately and having a little, I don't know, Jamie used it as like mental illness or mental issues, mental health stuff.
Yeah, everybody gets that mental health. That's why I have mental health days. It's like everybody gets a little crazy when you're young like that. You got his issues. I could really see how it pounds.
Well, yeah.
Pounds on you. I get those days too.
When Dylan gets a day off, he calls it his mental health day.
Yeah,
and that's kind of true. It's just your day to, not the weekend, but like a weekday to just let your mind.
That's what I needed yesterday. It was like so nice, to get just a chill day of not having to do a lot. I kind of ignore my phone and it's like just unwind and let the brain reset. Everybody needs that, especially when you're young and you have a disease on your mind. I would think you need more than just your average day. So
think about what they have on their mind. We see, we see their treatments that they go to and stuff like that, but we don't see the everyday them thinking, sitting alone and thinking about stuff and that too.
Yeah.
I mean, think of what they think about, so.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I haven't seen Jack. Did he do Hammer Time? I didn't even notice.
He did not. He's been taking a break from it. He's been playing. I guess Shauna said that he's busy playing. He doesn't want to do his Hammer Time right now. And I said, be a kid. You know what I mean? Just do.
You mean he wants to go be a kid and horse around and not have a time constraint or something?
I think that's what it is. Yeah. He and Alfie got together on Friday and they got to play football and wrestle around. And, like Jamie put it, he's like, these kids, boys shouldn't even be doing that with DMD. Shouldn't be able to be doing that. But
Yeah.
they're all playing football and they were having a good time. So that was awesome.
I'm glad. Is there anything else new with Jack? Because I haven't talked to him. Usually I talk to him every now and then, but I haven't talked to him since the Monster K, since he got home from that.
The only other thing they really mentioned is they're looking forward to their treatments in Florida in 5 weeks. So
yeah, when is that? When are they coming to that? Because I thought that was sooner than 5 weeks.
She said 5 weeks. She did not give me a date yet. I'll have to reconfirm that, but she mentioned 5 weeks. I was thinking it should be closer than that too, but
I thought they were coming like at the start of the Hokey. I thought it was going to be like in 2 weeks, but yeah, whatever.
We'll have to confirm that.
I'll find that out. I'm glad he's doing good. I always like no news sometimes is good news. So
it is.
They're just out there having fun and having a good time. So it's all good. And I see Jason just raised enough money for the tattoo. So that's pretty cool. Nice. And I think I should be the one to give that to him. I have enough tattoos. I've seen a lot of tattoos.
You should be able to do it.
Yeah. Like if you watch somebody paint enough, you figure you can paint.
You can do it.
So I kind of that's what I feel about the tattoos. I think I've watched enough and I've felt enough that I think I could do it. Like I think I could rock that out.
I mean, Gavin did it, right? You know, he did a great job.
Yeah. So I think I should, I think Jason be up for that. Like, so I think we should I think
you should do it like Jackass style or something though, where you're in the back of on a bike. That Dylan, somebody just whispered to me. I was gonna say like in the back of a Jeep on a bumpy road. I don't know if you've seen that before where they give tattoos. Yeah, but Dylan's saying on a bike. I think that would be awesome if you two are riding.
I tell you what, next year I should do a fundraiser and have Dylan operating the bike. I'll sit behind him. And then have a tattoo artist in a sidecar.
There you go.
And then
let Dylan drive.
Yeah, Dylan's operating the bike, and then I got to sit there and get a tattoo while the guy is jiggling around.
I totally will agree.
That would be just hell.
I'll endorse that. Yeah.
I have a feeling the tattoo would be a dot, and somebody would get thrown out. It can't be nuts to butts though. Sitting with them, I have to be back to back because I don't have any room on my right arm for the tattoo guy. Otherwise, I'd cuddle with Dylan. I've ridden with Dylan, hung on tight before. He said a little bit too snug, but that happens. So, Dylan had a question about that when I was on this bike before, and I held on, and but yeah, it was all good. So maybe we'll have to do that next year.
I think that's a great idea. That would be a great fundraiser.
I know we could probably do it in Pennsylvania and do it for Drew, because Drew he gets off on watching a little bit of that nonsense and fun stuff. So maybe we can incorporate Drew in it and go pass by their house, and then Drew gets to say change, and you got to change colors right then or something. So
that would be good.
I haven't talked to Drew. Is he doing all right?
Drew's doing pretty good. He had as Dad quoted, highly anticipated new release / update on one of his favorite games that he's been waiting on since Christmas. So this was a pretty big deal. It's called Roblox. And so he and his friends have been playing and grinding to level up, I guess. So
yeah, whenever I'm familiar with that, because whenever you get a new game, you got to start over. So you got to just pound it to get to get to the right level so you can enjoy the game. That's part of the game. It's just rounding up.
Yep, I told him I could totally relate because my son was a big gamer. So tomorrow he has neurologist appointment on through his what do they call it? In home
Oh,
appointment. Yeah.
so they come right to the house and do all that stuff?
Yeah. So yeah, that'll be kind of. So we thought that would be good, and so I said, I thought we should say, let's say prayer for Drew for good results on that for his appointment.
I hope that goes well. That's kind of a
Mhm.
pain in the ass when you got to do any of that stuff. So I
The only
hope
other
it.
thing with Drew is the meds are still working good, but Steve had to change insurance companies with his job and that. And I've never even thought about this before. All this stuff with DMD, all this new stuff just pop. It's all new to me. You know what I mean? Well, I think it's new
Yeah,
to a lot of us, but he has to deal with hoping that the flow of the meds keeps coming smoothly. Because if it don't, I mean, he has to have that medication. I mean, it's crucial. He has
what
that
a pain in the
medication.
ass. You know,
Exactly.
they take a job, change insurance, changes everything, and then they'll have them jump through hoops. There's
Mhm.
nothing. They never pay out just
No,
smoothly. The insurance
no.
company doesn't say, "Oh man, that's awesome. We'd love to pay your $1,000 a week medication bill. That's
Yeah,
great. That's what we really like."
yeah,
You
we
know,
love that.
those bastards never do that. They always make you jump through 37,000 hoops, corners, and everything. And then they'll start paying it out. But they want to make sure you suffer first.
They do.
And
So
then,
that kind of sucks.
yeah, that does suck. So that's no good. But I'm glad to hear he's doing good. Like I say, this year has been just crazy for me. Like it's been one event into another. And like I was telling you, it's like I feel like everything is like 75%. Nothing's 100%, but we got a lot of 75. So it could be much better. I learned a lot this year. Every year I learn, and I have a knack for learning it the hard way. So that's
Wow.
good. That's
Yeah.
nice. Bridge plan. It's only 23K monthly. That's nice.
Nice. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, in the land of the free. Yeah, free my ass.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
all the things we can do, but we can't provide medication for people who actually need it.
We have
I
to have it. Yeah.
I don't understand that concept at all in this country, but that's a whole nother story. But anyhow, so I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready for the next thing. We just got back from, the goats, ride. That was so much fun. I left here on July 4th. We started on the 6th. Um, there were 9 of us on the ride and 2 kids. So that was awesome, man. So big thank you to everybody who joined us. Everybody who joined us and rode even for a day, for a couple miles. Some people didn't want to ride with us too long, for one reason or another, usually because I was leading the way and I ride too fast. But, if it came out and met us at all, I just want to thank you guys, and to the nine riders that, did this whole ride. That was just incredible. And it could have never been done without you all, so for
Mhm.
Chad to step up and take Tristan with him, and, you
Yep.
know, everybody riding along, it was just awesome. And I didn't know how it was going to go, that many bikes. I didn't want to say no to people, and I didn't know how it was going to work, but we had a good plan how to break things up. But I got to tell you, like the nine bikes that were there, everybody can ride. Like it's amazing. Like I hang around with a bunch of people all the time that they don't hang around with girls that can ride. So they're always surprised when girls can ride so good. And I always say, like, we're not picking something up. I see that I have a serious advantage over if we have to push something over, stand a bike up. I'm 6'1", 220. I have a big advantage over somebody 5'3", but riding the bike, like there's not, those girls are legit. And every girl that we had with us is a badass rider. Like that is 6,000 miles of hardcore riding, and those girls were as good or better than anybody else there. So if anybody ever says girls can't ride like guys, they just don't know what the hell they're talking about. So, and that really made it something, because I'd like to have girls with Mile Monsters to show people that, show kids especially that, hey, you can get on a motorcycle and ride that thing just like I can. I have a lot of tattoos and I look like the biker, but look at that little girl right there. She rides right next to me and right behind me, right in front of me, leading the way, following whatever. And it's really great. So that part of the ride was awesome. You
Yeah.
know, we had no issues with, people riding, and, to see the country like that, we ripped up the East Coast and, the Smoky Mountains. And then we went up to the Blue Ridge Parkway, and it was incredible to see that stuff. And we hit the Blue Ridge Parkway at night, right at dark. So the wildlife was everywhere. I had a bobcat run in front of me.
Oh.
It was the first time I've ever had a bobcat run in front of the bike. So that was pretty cool. And Gavin got a front row seat to all that. Had a fawn run right alongside the bike. He was waving at it. I got that all on camera.
Nice.
And turkeys standing in the road with the babies. It was a badass. And then we ripped up to New York, and it was just something to go from New York City to the Rocky Mountains and down to the Grand Canyon, and to do that with a 9-year-old is just incredible. Like I told everybody there, how many people do you know were in Times Square and a week later we're in the Grand Canyon? Like it just, I don't know that many people who have done anything like that. The people that were with us, and even not all of them made it, because we had some bike issues. They didn't make it. So what everybody did was amazing, and everybody came together for a great cause, like to show Gavin the country. Gavin wanted to go on a tour. It was not a planned thing after last year. It wasn't one of the things we had on the calendar until he said he wanted to do it. And then of course we did, and everybody rallied around it. And it really took 9 people. Everybody had a job, and it was a long time. We were on the road 13 days before we were back to Crit. And that was a long time to do that. And it took 2 of us, Hopper and I, shared a room with Gavin every day. And it took 2 of us to manage everything. I was sick during some of it. Hopper's sick right now. So downtime. So it just worked out great. Everybody had a job, and it was just I thought after 12, 13 days, you'd be tired of something or someone, and it's just wasn't. Everybody was so legit and so awesome. And to see Gavin experience everything and to do it positive was, above and beyond my expectations for that ride, to look in the mirror and see his look as he, looked up at Times Square and looked around at the, the Brooklyn Bridge, and, and then we're at the Great Lakes, and he's swimming in Lake Michigan, and, then rip up to Minnesota and have all the police. Yeah. That's how yesterday was, recovery day. But, pull into Mandy's dealership, and, they got the police out there, the sirens and all the bikes. And, it was just badass. And, I got to see some friends from high school that were there, and, haven't seen in a long time. So the whole trip was awesome. So to everybody that was involved with all of that, to everybody who helped us raise funds to help fund this ride and to help Gavin truly live his best life, I can't thank everybody enough, because it was really what we're all about. A bunch of riders rallying around Gavin, giving him a tour to help him live his best life. And I can't explain how somebody could, live any better than that. That was a bucket list for every biker I know. There's no biker, show that map, but there's no biker I know that wouldn't say that would be an amazing trip. It was nothing short of incredible. So the people that were involved with that, and everybody that came out to meet us at all the dealerships, it was great. And then, we rolled across Colorado, and I haven't shared much of it yet. I was going to do a post, and we were just so busy every night I fell asleep, but I was so busy and tired. But we were in Colorado, and I was in the bathroom, and I come out of the bathroom at a gas station, and Hopper says, "There's a girl over there from high school." Well, I thought he was talking about somebody he went to high school with. And I said, "Somebody you went to high school with?" And he's like, "No, somebody you went to high school with." I was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, she says he's a friend of yours." I was like, "Well, somebody I went to high school with, I guarantee you I will know them." It was a small enough town. I lived there my whole life. Like, I knew everybody. So I walk over and hear Nancy was there, and she turned around, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. Like, she was in a friend group of girls that hung around my friend group of guys. So we were all one big giant friend group, and we just did everything together for years and years and years. So it's so fun to see her, and her husband was there, and they were just on vacation coming home. So that was
Right.
just crazy timing. She follows what we do, and she knew we were headed west, but she didn't know where. And it was just odd to see somebody like that. Was the last place I expected to see a girl I went to high school with, somebody dated like in 10th grade or 11th grade, whenever that was. So it just was a fun time, just brought back so many fun memories. Said it was in Wyoming at a gas station. I don't know, Wyoming, Colorado, they're all the same thing. A western state with mountains in it.
Yeah, they're all the same.
I was just more surprised I saw somebody that I know wherever we were. So, and if Mandy says it was Wyoming, it was Wyoming.
It was Wyoming.
Her saying, wasn't that a Wyoming gas station? That's Mandy's so nice and so polite.
Yeah, wasn't that Wyoming?
Yeah, wasn't that Wyoming? She's right now at home going, "Hey, jackass, we were in Wyoming. We hadn't even made it to Colorado yet." So that was pretty funny. So yeah, Lusk, Wyoming. So all right, so we're at a random gas station in Wyoming. So that get my story square.
Your story straight.
But that was a lot of fun. And we took Gavin to the Grand Canyon, kind of ended at the Grand Canyon, and you'll see all the pictures and all that stuff. And I don't want to take all night describing everything we did on the tour, but take him to the Grand Canyon. Like I was taking the Grand Canyon. I was really like, oh, excuse me. I was really like, I can't wait to see Gavin's face, like when he hits the canyon and be like, oh, you'll be like just in awe about this massive hole in the ground and how cool it actually is. Well, I had no idea how many monsters had never been to the Grand Canyon. So otherwise, Gavin's not one for emotion. I would have taped, had the camera running on all the people that were, they were the ones that were just dumbfounded, So it was pretty fun
Awesome.
to go see the canyon with so many people who hadn't been to the Grand Canyon. I thought I was a late bloomer to get to the Grand Canyon. So now I feel like I'm way ahead of the game. That was my second or third trip out there. So
Awesome.
that was pretty amazing. So, we had a great time there, got some great pictures, and it was all pretty epic. So, it was pretty badass to do that. And we always find good parking spots for the bikes. Got to see some really cool stuff. I were Sturgis, and we went through the Badlands, and all the highlights of things you want to see. And we made some changes to the ride instead of 48 states. And at the end, I think we're really lucky we did, because the 48 state thing, like, big deal. You hit all 48 states. Like, it's cool to say you did it, but you didn't get to see a lot of cool.
You didn't get to see all the sights.
Yeah, you didn't get to see all the cool shit in it. So, because you can't do that in 10 days, when you're 9. So this way you got to see a lot more cool stuff. And Gavin was a little disappointed. This was the best part. He was a little disappointed because with the Grand Canyon, because there's no Roadrunner and Coyote there. And he's
I
like,
would have been too.
you think we're going to see the Roadrunner and the Coyote? I was like, I don't know. But if we do, I'll be sure to go meep, meep. But we didn't. And that was kind of funny. But that's all he was interested in, was that. So, it was pretty funny. But yeah, we would have never completed the 48 and 10. We would have altered that after the first day. That was 800 and some miles. We did 500, and it was all we were doing. That was the average of what we did a day, was 500. And that was all we were going to do. Like, it was just too much, too hot, the conditions weren't right. Gavin would just hated it. So exactly.
It wouldn't have been enjoyable.
Yeah. And like, we took him zip lining. Like, we would have never stopped to do shit like that. And the zip lining, that was worth the trip right there. I would ride 6,000 miles to watch him go zip lining again, if that's what it took. That was, right away on day 2, but that was really, really, really cool. And that took the entire team to do that, to get them up, get it set, get it videoed, have people in the right place, take pictures, help them through it. It was really cool. So that was awesome. But that's really all I got about that. and the squirrel was super cool. There was a squirrel. It was just super bougie. It looked like it had a Chanel blazer on. So I don't know what was up with that. It's just the way its hair was growing. I showed Amy the picture of it that I had, and it just looked like the thing was wearing a blazer when it walked away. The picture wasn't quite as good, but it was still pretty cool. So it was a lot of fun. A lot of
That's
fun.
awesome.
Hard for me to get across into words what that trip meant,
Okay.
to Gavin, and to see it in his eyes and try to get it, you know, to catch that is very hard to bottle and to put out to people. So I hope people understand when they see the pictures of it and see him, and understand when I tell you just how important that was. So everybody that, is out pounding people and hassling them for donations all the time, and you know sound like a broken record when you're hitting people up, like, this is what it's about and why we want to show them this, of what the kids get to do. Like, this is just something that people in the DMD community are dumbfounded that a kid could have an opportunity to do something like this, and all the news media that was there in San Antonio when we came into Crit. I was there. I don't know how long we were there. Somebody else would know better than me because I didn't wear a watch. But however long we were there, I spent almost the entire time doing interviews. That's how busy it was with media. So you talk about raising awareness and spreading things. Like,
That's awesome.
and one of the news people I didn't even get to, and they're the ones that put out one of the newscasts that Jess was sharing on the Goats page. Like, that lady asked me if she could interview me, but I had already told two people that I would do it. So I said, I will, but I have to finish this one first. So I don't know. She thought, you know, I should do ABC before I do, whoever I was giving the interview to, because I didn't really care. I don't know who was who. It's just whoever asked me is the order I went in, and that was that.
Yeah.
Um, it was a long time. Mandy says we were there 3 hours, and it was incredible, the reception, and to see it on Fox, ABC, Ken's News, that was on Crit did 2 interviews. It was on Univision. So there was just a ton of exposure. So it was really, really something to be a part of, and to see that all come together. And Crit had a bunch of people there. They had a party going on. So there's a bunch of kids there with horrible injuries and ailments, that use Crit, that were all there for the day. I met some really cool kids giving out bracelets and stuff. And there was one kid that I was going to change my Facebook thing. I'll put a picture of him. I can't remember his name now, but he was singing karaoke. He was having a good time, man. He just had style. He had he was a little bit older. I'd say like 14 or something, maybe 13. I don't know, whatever. Maybe a little bit older than that. But anyhow, he had a cool hat on, and he had a necklace on with some bling, and the kid just had style. So then I talked to him. I was bullshitting with him, and the kid was just like, hey, can I get a picture? I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, I was just digging my phone out to get a picture with him, and he asked me to get a picture. So he takes a selfie, and I said, I took a selfie. I go, hey, man, can you send me your picture? My picture sucks compared to yours. Like, he was like way more skilled at, whipping it right out there and getting it out. So it turned out fine, but it was a lot of fun. But there's a lot of kids like that there that were, so it really made it kind of fun time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just did another interview today, I guess. So, it was great. And Amy, when you talk about that interview right there, where he says everything really, that was at the Great Lakes. That was a Zoom call we did with one of the stations. They had somebody there at the finish line, but that was like a mid-ride show they did at their 10 o'clock news. So that was kind of fun, and that was great. And I talked to that lady for, I don't know, I must have been 10 minutes, that interview. And Twister shined more than I did, because when they got done editing, I had one sentence in there and then they went to Twister. So I said, my 10 minutes of interview, and they're like, that dude sucks. Let's get that girl on. She's got way more skill here. So this got
that's funny.
I thought it was really funny. So I'm like propped up on this concrete block for 10 minutes talking to her, and I get like 3 seconds. Everything else is edited out, and Twister's doing the talking. So that was pretty good.
That's
So
awesome.
I got to tell you one funny part about the story about the ride. Every day I was sending Twister's mom a message about the ride, like sending her pictures. And I was just doing it to be funny. And so I'd say, "Hey, your mom said have a good day." And Twister's like, "You talked to my mom?" And I'm like, "Yeah, she sent me a friend request." So I sent her a message with a picture of us. And so I was like, just sending her a picture every day and send her the lightning video. I don't know if anybody saw that, but I took a video of Twister. The lightning struck right behind her. It was really cool. But I send that to her mom. But it was really funny because then every day she's like, "I haven't talked to my mom the entire time." I go, "Oh, you don't need to. I'm keeping her filled in. We're all good."
That's funny.
So her name is Ellen. So Ellen, if you're watching the show, it was nice sending you pictures. I hope all's well. Miss talking to you. I should just send her a picture randomly now. Like,
You should not.
This is the river by my house. I'll find myself blocked.
You might.
That was pretty good, but I don't know. You got any news on Gavin? Anything come up that
I kind of do, actually.
Oh, God.
That's because she always has a page of stuff for me. So first thing I wanted to say was his favorite part of the ride was getting his pet rock Fred from Riot when you tried to kill him.
Hey,
he must have given rocks away or something. I don't know.
No, he picked that rock up on his own. Like, I tipped the motorcycle over, and the motorcycle got tired and wanted to take a nap.
Yeah.
And we happened to hit a little sand right when she got tired. And so I didn't know what I was doing. And the motorcycle fell over, and, that was that. And Gavin was not very happy about it, but our little seatbelt we had him in, that we wondered if it would work. I should have had the seatbelt here as a prop, but, we had him with the little twist tie, one of these little twist tie things, except the big giant one. And and we had him buckled in around his waist. And when he went, the bike was outside. Well, of course, it dumped me off, but he was like this, reaching for the ground and on his side and screaming and not very happy. And then he said, "I could have died." I looked at him. I said, "Gavin, that's not how it works." I said, "You're going to be fine." But he wasn't happy with it for just a minute. And then he got himself together, and then he thought it was kind of funny. And I picked him up, and he wanted to sit down right away. And I was like, "You can't sit down, man. We're in the desert. The ground is like 150 degrees of just blazing hell." Yeah. And I said, "You can't sit there." So I had to prop him up, and get his wild ass. So his wild ass came through, and I threw that on the dirt, and then he could sit on it and get himself together, finish up. But we had to get my bike up. It was a process, and he got together, and that's when he found Fred. So he was sitting right where he landed. He was sitting on the ground, and he picks it up, and he's like, "I'm going to keep this rock as a souvenir, and I'm going to name him Fred." So that was pretty funny. And then he couldn't wait to tell Mom. And when he went and called, we went to the gas station because he deserved ice cream and Fanta.
After what you did to him.
Yeah, after what I did to him. Yeah. So then we go and call his mom. You know what he tells her? He says, "Yeah, we were riding along, and Riot flipped his motorcycle with me on it." I was like, "Hey, tone it down there, storyteller. Like, let's ease off on the flipping part." Yeah. So that was kind of funny.
That's where it came in with Chris. Yeah, that's funny.
And Gavin gets a look on his face whenever he has an opportunity to get me to eat something crappy or something. He had that little shit-eating grin. And that's what he had when he's going to tell Mom that I flipped the motorcycle with him on it. So it was really funny. So, yeah. And Susan, I would have let the girls pick up my bike, but they weren't there yet because they're much smarter than some of the guys that were on the ride. Because once I got going down the road, I said, "Don't come this way." Like, I knew I made a mistake. I didn't want anybody to follow me. But Iceman was still coming, and Chase, and so they were there. Mandy was not too far away when it was all said and done. I was trying to work my way back to the road through the desert, but it didn't quite go as planned, I guess I could say.
Oops.
Yeah, but I didn't have to use Gopher's get her up tool because there were enough people there to help. Otherwise, that really would have been a good video. Because Gavin had to stay on the bike then as I jacked her up. But just sit in your seat, you'll be fine. But we learned something about new motorcycles too, that when you tip them over, don't just start. You have to go through a rigmarole to get them going.
Oh,
So,
good to
uh,
know.
yeah, you have to take the key fob and walk away from the bike to reset it after it's went down. So I would have had no idea about that. So, I'm really glad I dumped it here and not during the okay when I would just sat there going, why does my bike work? I would have never thought about that nonsense. So it was awesome. But everything went great. I'm glad that was his favorite part.
That's what they said.
Yep. Any other news you get from him? Because I was with him for 2 weeks.
Yeah. So for a kid that's very camera aware and not a fan of being in the spotlight, he sure loves being on TV. So.
Yeah. But when he put the camera there, he doesn't say enough.
No.
I told him he got
he
talk.
likes being on, but
yeah. So it was pretty good. But he did talk a few times, so I'm gonna give him credit for that.
That's funny. Right after they got home, not long after they got home, he had to go to therapy. Jessica said no rest for the wicked. So
yeah, the next morning.
Yeah.
The day we got home at like 1 a.m, midnight, something like that.
Yep.
The next day we're gonna go to Crit, his therapy place, for the welcome home party. That morning he went to therapy. So I was like, damn, like I was barely getting my ass out of the hotel. I didn't want to do anything that day, So I was like, holy cow, that was crazy.
Yeah. So right back in therapy. They don't miss a beat. So
nope.
And then he has an appointment. His braces appointment for his braces was pushed off again. So hopefully next week that he can get that taken care of.
Like face braces? Are you talking or
no,
leg braces?
It's leg braces.
Oh, I was gonna say shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know he's getting braces.
No, leg braces. And
I'll wire those up. I could make the brace with the same thing I made the seatbelt out of.
There you go. 15th, he goes back to school. August 15th. Birthday's the 18th.
Shit, I won't even be done with the okay when he's back in school. That goes quick.
Yeah, I can't believe they start that early. Like where we're at, it's like,
after Labor Day.
Labor Day. Yeah, I was like, holy crap. And they're not sure when they're going to have the party because lots of his favorites who come will be doing the Hoka-Hey. So she's thinking sometime in September, maybe. That's just kind of up in the air. So
good. I have to ride in September. I'd much rather have them celebrate them. Just don't do it on the 13th. I'm going, or the 12th, whatever the weekend that is, because I'm going to see Hardy in Mississippi. So
okay,
I'm not free that weekend.
And she said, huge thank you to everyone that bought off Gavin's Amazon medical list. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I actually checked that list out today. So that was cool.
Yeah. And I wanted to bring up, I haven't brought this up in a while, but be sure to get your Stubborn Goat coffee at stubborngoat-coffee.com.
Awesome. We should have a little thing up for that all the time. Like one of these little banner things,
Yeah.
So people know where to get it as a reminder if they watch this show down the road. Remind me to set up a banner for that next time.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
With the address. Or Dylan, will you set up a banner for next time about the Stubborn Goat coffee? That's awesome. Because you remind me to do it. You'll remind me 5 minutes for the show. And I'm like,
I know.
Shit, I forgot that.
And you're like, shit, I can't get that done.
No,
yeah.
I'm busy getting my bike ready for the Hoka-Hey. So we leave in a week.
I can't believe that already.
From tomorrow. So I leave home a week from tomorrow, a week from this is coming up Sunday. It starts. So it's madness. So there'll be a whole bunch of us in it. So that's really cool.
That'll be fun to watch again.
Yeah, now he's got to train get the brain switched around to Hoka-Hey and all that good stuff. So to all the Hoka-Hey riders out there, I'm gonna try to do a video tomorrow night. I just gotta check with my woman and see what we got going on tomorrow because I'm out of the loop. So we'll do a Hoka-Hey video if we can. Otherwise, I'll do it on Thursday. But I'm going to the city with her. And we're going down and celebrating summer one day. So got a lot going on.
There you go. You are a busy guy.
Yep. This year especially. So thank God Amy is like patient and understanding that got all this going on. Because I'm at like 60. I'd have to look, but like I'll say 60,000 because I know all that and then some. But like 60,000 miles. So I got 40,000 miles left to go to hit 100,000. So that's going to be an exciting when that is done with. Turns into a damn job. Look at that. Just like that. No, you got to get the website on there and the
I
address,
was
and
just
it'll be
saying
all
he's got
good.
to do all that, but for now we got that. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, Amy is an angel, so I'll say that. Without her, none of this would be going on. So
That is
it's
true.
awesome.
She is an angel.
Yep. So it's perfect. Yeah. Here's Tammy had a comment here I didn't see. The Amazon setup is really nice. So
It is.
I would like this. I would like, like down the road, if like all the families just have an Amazon. They just got to get the UK ones are set up different. It's a different Amazon they use over there. So
They do.
it's a UK Amazon. So it's a little bit different. But once you set it up on yours, you just got to log into a different UK one, and then you're all good. And it looks the same and everything's the same. But try to order it through ours, you'll find out that you'll have a lot of problems. And then it just says undeliverable, but they don't tell you that you have to go to UK. It just tells you undeliverable.
Oh,
Like after you order it, you'll order it, and then you'll think it's going to be delivered on Tuesday, and it says, undeliverable. But the thing with the Amazon is so nice is like people want to help. So if
They
people
do.
want to help, like let them help. And there's things like, you don't think, pride gets in the way. You don't want to put out there that I'd like if somebody could buy these things, because some of them are not that expensive items. But if you add up all the things these kids need, like it adds up. And if you're talking about $500 a month, where 100 people could buy $5 of it, like that's a big difference. Where it's not a lot for any one person, but they get to see the goat, they get to see Turbo, they get to see our Ireland boys and Drew, happy and with the things they get. Like it hit me when Turbo said to me, when I asked him if there's anything we could get for him, anything at all that would help him, just enjoy life. And he tells me the mitten wipes.
I know.
What the fuck? Like, who says that? Like, what kid has that? I was expecting like video games, something to go with a PlayStation 5 or, a new controller, new headset. I don't know, something like that. But when he hit me like, when he hit me like that, I was like, what? So, yeah, I was like, I heard Carol say somebody has sound. You must hit the mute, Carol, because everybody else can hear me. But anyhow, like when you have that, so those things are very important to the boys, and it eases a lot off the parents of getting it, like those little pads. You don't think that much of it, but they're,
They're
60 bucks a month or $100 a month, whatever it is, and I just have it on a rotating thing for him. And then we just automatically send it. We pay for it. So, it was like, but all those things add up. If you needed one thing, it'd be no big deal. Nobody's going to make an Amazon list because you need one thing to make the kids' life better. Nobody would do that. But
no,
like they have a lot of needs, and that's just a fact, and I spent 2 weeks with Gavin, and the other 9 riders will tell you there are definite needs, with DMD. There are needs. He gets along great, but there's things you just have to have that are different than my kids had to have. There's things that are different than, your kids had. It's just, that's just life. It's like that's the cards that are dealt. But if you're going to deal the cards, you might as well play with a nice deck. So that's the way I look at it. So it's awesome. But that's all I got. You got anything else you want to
add? Turbo.
Yeah. Let's not skip a kid.
Nope.
We're just talking about Turbo.
That's what I was. We were kind of getting into that. I was going to bring that up. So Nicole and Kimmy went camping, and the boys stayed home and hung out.
No, they did not. She did not go camping.
Yeah, I know. She said camping, and then I saw the pictures, and I'm like, I would like.
She went to a hotel made out of a tent.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
It was like a 5-star hotel made out of canvas. It's not like
glamping.
That's not even glamping.
It was not. It wasn't.
That's like a level above glamping.
It is a level above glamping. I saw that because she said she went camping, and nothing against Nicole, but I thought Nicole went camping. Okay, and I mean, not that she wouldn't, but I'm like, and then I saw, and I'm like, oh, that'd be my kind of camping. Yeah, that's awesome. So
yeah, that's not. I want to bring Nicole out to Colorado with me. We'll go camping. And she'll see some camping, when she takes her first shit in a bucket. behind a tree, and
Is she on here?
I don't know, but then she'll be like, "Yeah, Riot goes camping. That's just not right.
Yeah, that's not normal. What we
That's not camping." So like when she said that camping, I'm like, I don't know. That's crazy. I guess.
Amy, yeah.
Yeah, Amy's been camping with me.
She knows.
Yeah, we didn't go glamping. She slept on the ground, and the rain came and it washed into our tent. It was terrible. When I said bucket, it's just a bucket with like a toilet made. Like
Yeah.
when we go for 10 days, then I actually make a toilet with a toilet seat, but just
Yeah.
it's on the ground. It's not actually in a bucket. That's when you go ice fishing.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother story.
Whole other story. So, Turbo's been feeling down lately. So I kind of wanted to let everybody know that, if you got a minute to message him, send him a message, try to lift up his spirits. That would be good. Today he has been feeling down, but today he had a bad day and had in his head about dying. So this is just shitty, what these kids have to deal with.
I get that in my head sometimes too, and it sucks. Like I just told Amy yesterday, I go, I'm gonna miss these days. Like nobody lives forever, but it's like nobody, like when you're a kid and you have that and they tell you it's this or that, like have to think about that shit. Like, no thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That would be the mental game of it would be hard on you.
So, and yeah, these kids are so intelligent and they know what's going on. And, like I've told you before, we see the treatments and stuff, but we're not seeing what they're dealing with at home, thinking about. And it's just, I don't know, it's just shitty sometimes. So.
Yeah, shitty, say the least, and that's, at that age, I have a shitty day. I'll come home and have a stiff Jack Daniels and,
yep.
Whatever. It's like
you feel a little better, but
yeah, they have days and they just have another shitty day. It's hard to jump out of the cycle when, nothing changed. I broke my legs, I broke my back, I've had all kinds of injuries, but every injury I've had where I'm depressed and I feel like shit, and I'm like angry at the world, you have those days, whatever. I've always known that, all that'll heal, it's gonna go away. So when you have something that's permanent like that, it's a pain in the ass.
It is. So, and she mentioned that he received a lot from his Amazon list. So bringing that up again. And he was so happy to get all of these items on the list, which, these are things these kids should, I don't know. It just should come natural. But
yeah,
he was so happy to get
I
that
didn't
stuff.
I didn't even see the list because I was riding and Frankie Mountains asked me if I saw it. And I said no. So is that on a Monster page somewhere?
It's pinned at the top of her page. So
it's clipped at the top of her page?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe if they get those lists, I can pin them to the top of our page. So
that's a good idea. So there's a few places where they're at.
Yeah, because if they're pinned, they're right up on top.
So I guess most of the stuff was purchased on the list. Not everything, but most of it. But most of it was done by one anonymous person or wants to be anonymous.
Yeah.
So I guess. And so Nicole said that was a very sweet thing for them to do. But she said that when she went on her trip, Dad had everything he needed and it worked out great with him and Turbo, to have everything they needed right there. And yeah,
that's what it really helps because it gives Mom a break because dads aren't capable of doing the same kind of care Mom does. Like Tam, I love Tam. He's no Nicole, no. Like he's going to do everything he can. He's going to do it good, but he needs all the tools and help he can get.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess Turbo was pretty excited when the stuff started showing up. So they set it all up in their room and he had fun doing, it was like important to him and it was fun. So just if people don't know if that's what they're doing, ordering this stuff, it really does mean a lot to these kids. It's bed sheets, it's shorts, it's, it's things that shouldn't be on a kid's list, but that's what's on their list. So that's what they need. So
yeah, exactly. And they need it and it's expensive along with all the other things.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on the list. So
yeah, so it's nice to have some help doing it. So that's awesome. Yeah. Cool. Anything else?
Rattling on, but I got one other thing. Sorry. Loco is on day 204.
Oh yeah, I
And
forgot about everything.
I know. I'll run through it. I know we're already 50 minutes in, but Honor Week's over. Looks like it was a pretty good turnout. A lot of people got out and rode for Honor Week, so that was really awesome. So
She's awesome.
I know.
Set the
She
bar
is.
high. So to do that is pretty cool.
And to ride for the whole week, that's no joke.
No.
No joke.
I've only done it one time other than when I was doing a ride. That's it. Like
Yeah.
where I actually was at home, like I do an Honor Week, but I don't count that. Like I'm on the middle of a ride. Of course I'm going to ride every day. I have to get home.
You have
You know,
to. Yeah, you
when
have
you're at
to.
home and you have to go ride, I've only done that once.
Yeah. Saturday was really tough for me. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can do this, but yeah, had to do it. It was the last day. So last week was War Memorials. We got a total of 158. Andy gave me all his numbers for this. And we had a tie for third place. It was Rocky Schaefer and Chris Abbott. They both had 12. Selena came in second place with 26. And I probably will get his name wrong, but Robert, is it Segalquist? I think it is. He had 31.
31. Nice work, Robert.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So the guys are doing a little better now. And this week is state flags. So get out there and get pictures of your state flags. So
And make sure you can see the state flag
see
in the
the
picture.
state flag. Yep. Gotta be some wind.
Telling me it was a Wisconsin state flag and it's just droopy like that, and this is what you see. Like if you're looking at my hand tattoo, if you go like that don't count.
That don't count.
You gotta see it.
That's awesome. Could be difficult.
It'd be way difficult.
Yeah.
So I have to get out. Except my bike's going to the shop tomorrow, so I don't know how much I'll get out this week. So time to get my suspension put on. Harley upgraded their suspension. And I read online, that people are like, oh, Harley upgraded their suspension, so now you don't have to rush out to get a suspension. I have Harley's upgraded suspension. It is ass compared to my Legend suspension. I can't wait to get that thing off of there. So you can keep all your Harley suspensions you want. I'm going to stick with Legend. Thank you very much. They're night and day difference. So I don't know.
Awesome.
It's pretty good, but that's where my bike's going.
Nice.
And next week I'll be here, but after that you're on your own because I'll be gallivanting the countryside for at least 2 weeks after that.
Okay.
Probably 3. So, because I have to get home too. So whole month August I'm going to be gone. I don't think I'll be home one single day in August.
Okay.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. Well, that is all I have, and you're more important than me. Is that all you have?
That's all I have.
All right. You got any big plans for the week?
Oh, work.
Work sucks. You got any fun plans?
Not really.
You remember when we were young? Like, it didn't matter how much I worked. I still had fun plans. Like, we'd go play ball. I'd get drunk. We'd raise all kinds of hell. I'd go fishing, work some more, hardly sleep half of the day on Sunday, and then go back and do it all again. Now I'm like, got any big plans? I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to go to bed and whatever. Like I told Amy, I'm going to bed at 9:00 tonight. So I have 6 minutes. So I really do have to go.
You really do have to go. Yeah. And then go to work and then go to bed and then go to work and go to bed.
Yeah. I want to be 19 again, where life was just a big party. It didn't matter. I could work 80 hours a week, but I'd still find time to whoop it up.
Yep. I'm getting ready for Sturgis. So that's kind of this is our time to have fun.
Yeah,
so.
I'm a little bummed I'm not going to see out there. The whole hay is right then, but
I know.
I'll go next year. So I went like 15 years without going because I got mad at the place. But after a couple years with you guys, I want to go now. So I think it'll be fun. So save me a spot at the campground for next year. We'll be back.
We'll save you one.
Yeah, it's a new drinking game. That's all I have. Yeah, Julie, go ahead and drink a shot. That's all I have. That's all I have.
That's all I have.
That's all I have, Brandy.
Brandy, that's all I got too.
Awesome.
Drunk yet?
The 85th next year, so I will definitely be down for that.
Yes.
So let's plan a weekend in Sturgis. We have some things going on with the Mile Monsters, so maybe we'll incorporate that in a party next year at Sturgis like we did last year. So
that would be awesome.
That would be fun. That was a good time with the boys. So
Mhm.
we'll have to figure that out. But that's it. Peace out, everybody. Thanks for tuning in for an hour of Misty rambling on and me trying to get a word in every now and then. But
Right.
you know, she's world famous and I'm just me. So that's that. So with that, peace.
Have a good night.